morning. Mincha today will be at 4:30. Tomorrow morning we're davening at 6:40, 6:50, and 7:50. Now for a quick Devar Torah. We lost our minyan, but that's okay. Uh, this is Parshat Toldot. It's, Yitzhak sort of gets the short shrift of the vote. Avram, there's a couple of parshiot about him, and the rest of the Torah has to do with Yaakov and his sons. But Yitzhak has this week's parsha, a little bit from next week, but that's about it. He's sort of caught in the middle. And even next week has to do, this week and next week have more to do with Yaakov than they do with Yitzhak. Um, and the other interesting note, Yitzhak is the only one of the Avot who did not get a special name. Avram, his original name was Avram, and Hashem changed his name to Abraham. Yaakov, or Jacob, his name was changed to Israel, that we're known as. Yitzhak sort of seems to be in the middle. He's the middle child, so to speak. And this week's parsha starts off, these are the generations of Yitzhak. Abraham gave birth to Yitzhak, underlining the fact that Yitzhak his father was Abraham. That there was, we all know the story when they were in Egypt, so people could say, well, he could have been the Pharaoh's son. He could have been the king of Egypt's son. And the Torah comes to underline, no, he was Abraham's son. According to the Midrash, Abraham and Yitzhak looked identical, so that there would be no question. The problem arises with the birth of his two sons, Esau and Yaakov. And there's and this week's parsha really has to do with their fighting. Last week's parsha ended up with Ishmael and Yitzhak coming together to bury Abraham. They couldn't agree on much, but they could agree on that. The rest of this, the story of Esau, he can't agree on anything with Yaakov. He's totally, and the Torah says that always know that Esau hates Yaakov, underlying the fact that anti-Semitism is always going to be with us. As long as there's an Esau in the world, there's going to be anti-Semites. We see this today when here in America we thought we'd overcome it. We see today the anti-Semites are out there in the streets. That's the way it is. But we have to continue along the path of the Torah. Our answer to the anti-Semites is not that we behave like them. It's that we behave like Jews. Okay, so that's something to think about